Hello and welcome to a new realistic expectations video, this time on the Leopard A1A1. If you wonder why this realistic expectations video is coming out today and not yesterday when the devlog was announced, one simple reason: I was at the Napalmratte, which is an air show in the southwest of Germany, so yeah, I couldn't make a video, sorry about this. Also, I just realized that I have now 400 subscribers, so thanks for following me, and yeah, I think many videos to come in the future. But before talking too much about the new Leopard A1A1, which we will see in patch 1.63, I give it to you in a nutshell. First of all, I think it's good that this vehicle will come into the game, but on the other hand, it is not a game changer, and now I explain why. But first, something historical, why this tank will something new in the game. In 1965, the first Leopard entered service, and 10 years later, by 1975, the German army had 4 different main versions in service. To standardize all those different versions, German engineers developed a standardized system of normalization for existing models, labeling the Kampfwertsteigerung, or direct translation being combat value improvement. The Leopard A1A1 we will see in the game will be of the second combat value improvement program, and so features all the improvements up until this point. The first point is the gun, and it features the same gun as the Leopard 1 in-game, which is the L7A3. And now there is one point where I have to go a bit into speculations. Now we see the M60A1 and the M60 in-game. Both have the name for the same gun, but the M60A1 features a better APDS shell. So the question is if the Leopard A1A1 also gets an improved APDS shell or not. But I think the gun so far is capable of dishing out the punishment. Together with a WASTA, a Waffenstabilisierungsanlage, which can be translated directly as a gun stabilizer, it will be able to fire on the move more efficiently than the first Leopard in-game. But this sounds very much as a researchable upgrade, so the grind will go a bit longer. Also, the module called suspension will be pretty important to research, I guess, as well. Now we come to the part of taking damage, and the first improvement we will see from the front is on the upper hull. We can see some grippers from the new tracks, and they might be effective against test shells, but not so much against penetrating shells. For solid shells, you already have such a steep angle that APHE and solid shots might bounce. You have a decent chance. But the lower plate sees no additional armor. And then we see also side skirts of 5mm, but I don't think that they will be really effective on the battlefield, as the side armor itself is really weak. Which brings us to the turret's armor. And there I quote directly from the devlog: "The additional armor provided by Blumenvoss increases protection by 35mm right in front of the gun mantle, with additional 10mm at the sloped cheeks and 20mm at the side and back, coming at a cost of only 2.4 tons of weight for all new features combined. The total mass of the Leopard A1A1 is now 42.4 tons. Thanks to the efficient powertrain, the vehicle is capable of maintaining its widely appreciated top speed of around 65 km an hour. An added bonus is the extra 7.62 mg 3A1 machine gun mounted on top of the turret, which can be used to deter enemy aviation or to combat weakly armored and open-topped vehicles." To put it in simple words, you will not be safe from heat shells that tank at this battle rating will fire at you, but you might get saved from HES shells from the M60 series of American medium tanks, or a lot of the British tanks can fire. But this is no real improvement against, Russian APHE shells or their heat shells, as the caliber of heat shells is just simply too large. But we will have to see how exactly this new armor package will be implemented in the game. Those are just assumptions of mine, predictions of my experience so far. I am personally not a huge fan of the Leopard. I just made bad experiences with it, but other people love it and they might get a different feeling. Which brings us to the final point. That this Leopard is a real improvement for realistic battles, as you know there are several respawn possibilities for either plane or tanks, and so far the combination of the first Leopard with the Horten T29 as backup seems to be widely popular, and now the second Leopard gives the German tankers more options to react for situations on the battlefield, and they have then the option after the first Leopard gets taken out to hop into the second Leopard or the Horten, or then afterwards the other way around, whatever the battlefield demands. To sum it up, this tank takes longer to be spaded compared to the first Leopard, at least that's my guess. It features minor improvements armor-wise and gun-wise and mobility-wise, but I can be wrong. Those are again just assumptions of mine. It still will get shredded by ZSU 57-2, but to be sure about that, I have again to have a clear look at the armor profile. The last words about the Leopard are those that I think this tank looks really good. It is a good addition, but not a game-changing addition, and also the camouflage looks really nice. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this edition, and see you next time on the battlefields.